Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of division and reciprocal multiplication. This is standard 6.3a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 30 off the Redesign Practice online STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got this expression, 3/2 divided by 1/8. We simply need to find one of these multiplication expressions that is equivalent. All right, so you know what? I want to draw us a picture here of 3/2. And I'm going to take my 3/2 and divide it into eighths. So the best way I'm going to think of doing that is I'm going to draw it over here on the side. And I'm going to connect it like this. All right, so I'm going to make that a half. I'm going to kind of make them look like dominoes. All right, so then I'm going to do another one right here. And just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to actually make 2 holes, because really 3/2 is 1 1/2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shade in the 3/2 that I'm actually using. All right, so that's 1/2 right there. This is my 2nd half right there. And here's my 3rd half. So I'm not going to actually use that bottom half on the second one, but I'm just going to keep it there so we can see this is my 3/2. All right, so 3/2. Now, I need to divide it into eighths, but I need to divide each whole into eighths. So I'm going to switch this over to red. And how can I divide this whole into eighths? Okay, well, watch this. I can do this. I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to cut that whole into half, right? And then I know if I cut each half into fourths, I'm going to have to use that line right there. So that middle line stayed black because I originally made it black. But take a look at my hole over here, right? So this is, each of these are 1/8. And it's kind of hard to see, but you see I'm labeling each of these as 1/8. So I took my hole, cut it into eighths. Let me do the same thing over here. Cut it down like this, and then cut my half into fourths, and I've got my eighths. So we could just count how many eighths do I actually have, right? So eighths, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over here, and then I've got 4 over here. So 8 plus 4 is going to get me 12. Now, how does that help me? Well, when we look at this right here, we can actually now take each of these expressions and see which of these gets us 12. So if we can draw a picture, right? So let's see, 3/2 times 8 over 1, multiply straight across, 24 over 2, excuse me, so that's going to get me 12. All right, looks good. 2/3 times 8 over 1, it's going to give me 16/3. That's 5 1/3. Not what I need. 2/3 times 1/8 is going to get me 2 24ths. It's the opposite of what I need. 1/12. And then 3/2 times 1/8 is going to equal 3/16. No. So what's the trick here? Here is our trick. So if we have a division problem like this, what you do is you take the sign and you flip it. So the inverse of division is multiplication. You take the second number and you flip it upside down. 8 over 1. You keep that first factor the same. So you flip the second 2 and you get your answer, and that's A.